Advertisement. Sign in register. In quest NPCs, merchants, non-player characters. Player character. For other uses, see player. The player, also known as the adventurer, is the avatar of someone playing RuneScape. They are a human. May be either gender, and may be freely customized. They start their adventuring career in year 169 of the 5th age after an attack by Morwenna the Cruel on the island of Ashdale, and thereafter complete a number of quests until they become a well-known hero. And 6 more. Sign in to edit. Fan Pulse, new Elden Ring DLC. Play sound. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. At the start of the 6th age, they were made one of the guardians of Guthix, known as the World Guardian, and were tasked by Guthix himself with protecting Guyliner from the gods, and granted a degree of immunity to god magic to make doing so possible. Contents: Hide. 1. History. 1.1. Early history. 1.2. Early adventures. 1.3. The Cruxical Alliance. 1.4. Becoming the World Guardian. 1.5. The 6th Age. 2 Nicknames. 3 Gallery. 4 Trivia. 5 References. History. Early history. According to my life, the player was born in the 5th age to simple beginnings. They began with very little money to their name and nothing but a dream of adventure. According to Sir Renite at the White Knight's Castle in Falada, their family hails from either Misthaline, and if so, then possibly, but not necessarily, Specically Varrock, Kandarin, or Ascania. Their family has no known noble blood, and thus, no inherited heraldry, although they are permitted by Sir Renite to use the symbol of their family's place of origin as their family crest. The player's family is rarely mentioned, but various references have been made to a mother, a brother, a grandmother, an aunt, and an uncle. Not much else is told about the early history of the player character, as Jagex wished to allow players to make up their own backstory. By year 169 of the 5th age, the adventurer was living on Ashdale, and appears to have been there for some period of time. They had become well acquainted with the residents, particularly Sarah, a dear friend. The retired adventuring dwarf Gudrick from Tavali had been keeping a watch on the adventurer, considering them to be special and to have unique powers and abilities that others do not have. Magda, the resident mystic on Ashdale, likewise considered the adventurer to have great future potential. Early adventures. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. In year 169 of the 5th age, Gudrick decided that, after having a vision of Guyliner going up in Ames, it was time to prepare the adventurer for a journey to the Guyliner Iron mainland, as its future hero. Around that time, a resurrected undead Zamorakian necromancer known as Morwenna the Cruel attacked Ashdale in search of Gudrick, who had previously plundered her tomb. Gudrick's training of the adventurer was interrupted by Morwenna's attack, but the adventurer was ultimately able to defeat her along with her zombie minions and save Ashdale. The adventurer then left the island, and started training their skills and performing a number of quests for people, starting out with simple tasks as shearing sheep and helping a cook bake a cake, but also performing feats such as slaying the demon Delrith and driving the trolls from Burthorpe. As their adventures continued, their achievements continued to amass and become even more impressive. Managing to accomplish feats such as defeating the god of war, Bundos, and defeating a number of vampires in direct combat, including the fearsome Lord Draken. The adventurer became a member of a number of organizations, including the Myric, the White and Temple Knights, the Fremennik, and the Champions, Heroes and Legends Guilds. After resolving a dispute between two warring islands, they also succeeded King Vargas and became the regent of the island of Miscellanea, becoming engaged to either Prince Brand, if female, or Princess Astrid, if male, in the process, but never marrying due to their eventual deaths at the hands of Darganath kings. They also became the portmaster of a private port in Port Sarim, and assisted a number of other adventurers in their adventures. During one adventure, by using a device known as the Enchanted Key, the adventurer traveled back in time to the early First Age, and met some of the RST humans that the god Guthix brought to Guylaina. During this adventure, via her XP Halyund, the goddess Seren spotted the adventurer, and noting that they were misplaced in time, said that she would inform Guthix. Throughout their travels, the adventurer encountered a number of creatures known as the Majorat, long-lived beings who undergo a ritual every 500 years involving sacrificing one of their number to rejuvenate the rest. They butted heads with the Zamorakians in Akra, Zemirigal, Lucian and General Khazad, but also assisted a number of Majorat loyal to a mysterious god known as Zaraos, including Jalan, Axhanakos and Azanadra, in addition to a mysterious Majorat researcher known as Ali the Wise. Their dealings with Azanadra ultimately led to helping him open up a communication portal at the temple at Sentisan that allowed him to contact the banished Zaraos directly. The Cruxical Alliance. The following takes place during while Guthix sleeps and ritual of the Majorat. The adventurer defeats Morwenna the Cruel. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. After becoming one of the best heroes and adventurers in Guylaina's history, their career culminated in a partnership with Cruxical, the Temple Knights, and the Guardians of Armadil in an attempt to stop the Majorat Lucian, who had obtained the Stir of Armadil, from taking over Guylaina. Despite the adventurers' best efforts, they were unable to kill Lucian, and a number of heroes died in the process, including Hazelmere, who gave his life to save the adventurer. The adventurer ultimately found themselves at the end of the ancient Guthix temple, and discovered the Stone of Jazz, the most powerful of the Elder artifacts, and battled a creature known as the Balance Elemental, which claimed to know the adventurer, and spoke of them in the past tense. After touching the stone and receiving a vision, Lucian appeared and teleported the Stone of Jazz away, despite the adventurer's best efforts. After some more unrelated adventures, a dragonkin attack on Mos Lahamlis prompted the adventurer to investigate the plane of Kethsi, where they discovered that the dragonkin are greatly empowered and angered by the use of the stone, and that Lucian having and actively using it could prove a more immediate threat than anticipated. The adventurer, along with Sir Ty Kashian, Akrazi, Iria, Azanadra and Ali the Wise, decided to make one last desperate attempt to get the Stone of Jazz back from Lucian before the dragonkin were made even stronger. They decided to attend the Majorat ritual of rejuvenation to GHT him, as Lucian was guaranteed to attend, and if he was allowed to participate, he and the other Majorat would become more powerful than ever before, making him much more dangerous. While preparing for the ritual, the adventurer found the stone one more time, and accidentally touched it while trying to teleport it away, triggering Lucian's security system and expelling the adventurer to the ritual site, where they encountered their allies in addition to Lucian and the other Majorat. Ali the Wise was revealed to actually be Azanadra's Zoroasian ally, Wayaziatel. Despite putting up a good GHT, managing to defeat both General Khazad and Lucian's minions in addition to freeing the legendary hero Arath from Zemarigal's control, the Alliance was unable to defeat Lucian before the ritual started, even with the assistance of the mysterious Majorat Slisk, and eventually the rest of the Majorat, who had turned on Lucian. The ritual was performed, with Jalan being the Sacristee, and Lucian, Wayaziatel, Azanadra and the other Majorat were rejuvenated. The group then resumed their attacks on Lucian, and although Azanadra was able to damage Lucian immensely using the power of Zoroas, Lucian survived and summoned the Stone of Jazz one Nile time in an attempt to ascend to godhood, drawing the attention of the Dragonkin. After a quick skirmish between Lucian and 3 of the Dragonkin, the Dragonkin ultimately killed him, causing the Majorat, except Wayaziatel and Slisk, to flee. Slisk then attempted to turn the adventurer into a white, but Akrazi intervened, saving them. With Lucian dead and the Dragonkin now extremely powerful despite their efforts, the adventurer, Ty and Therisk Semphia teleported the Stone of Jazz away to a random location, where they hoped it would never. The adventurer touches the Stone of Jazz for the RST time. Lucian attempts to ascend to godhood. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Be found again. Becoming the World Guardian. The following takes place during the World Wakes. After some more adventures, the adventurer and an archaeologist known as Orlando Smith discovered an ancient temple east of East Ardugn, which Orlando believed to be the original resting place of Guthix, the god of balance. Inside they found a relic resembling a butterfly, which Orlando wanted to take back to Varrock Museum with him. Despite Orlando's efforts, he was unable to move the butterfly, and the adventurer proceeded to try, and although they were unable to move it, by touching it they opened a door that led further in the temple, and caused an alarm to start buzzing. In the next room, the pair encountered a number of automatons, who claimed to sense a Majorat and proceeded to kill Orlando. After the adventurer killed the automatons, they encountered a masquerading as Guthix, who was quickly revealed to be Slisk. Slisk revealed that Guthix was still in the temple, and that by touching the butterfly, the adventurer had activated the temple's security system, informing the Guthixians that Guthix's resting place had been discovered. He further explained that the gods would be contacting their followers to tell them to kill Guthix to break the edicts of Guthix, a barrier Guthix created at the end of the Third Age to prevent the gods from stepping foot on Gaelina. Slisk proposed that the day did not have to end in bloodshed, and that he and the other Zoroasians merely wished to speak to Guthix to try and convince him to allow Zoroas to return, and then teleported away. Further in the temple, after a brief skirmish with Commander Zuliana, Kairil Zazaroth and Kriara, the adventurer encountered the guardians of Guthix and some other Guthixians, led by Juna, who were all shocked after learning that the adventurer was able to trigger the security. They claimed that they were there to protect Guthix from the followers of the other gods, and requested the adventurer assist them in protecting him. Deeper in the temple, the group encountered another guardian of Guthix, known as Crescent, who requested that the adventurer investigate a map behind him. After answering a number of questions, the adventurer was enveloped in a green light, and the Guthixians revealed that the adventurer had been marked as one of Guthix's creatures, a guardian of Guthix, chosen to protect Guthix from the other gods. Using their newfound guardian powers, and with the assistance of their allies, the adventurer was able to repel assaults from Zemirigal, General Grador, Inakra and Kairil Zazaroth. Before an assault by Commander Zilyana and her Saradominist followers. Slisk explains that the followers of the young gods will be attempting to kill Guthix. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Caught the group by surprise. After a battle between the two factions, Zilyana killed Crescent, believing he was Guthix, and the Zaraosians arrived, revealing that they were waiting until everyone was weakened from battle. Azanadra calmly requested that the adventurer lead them to Guthix, much to Juna's horror, who couldn't believe that the adventurer was working for the Zaraosians. The adventurer then had a choice between siding with Azanadra and waking Guthix to try and convince him to allow Zaraos to return, Juna and the Guthixians to protect Guthix, or Zilyana and the Saradominists to kill him. Regardless of their choice, the entrance to Guthix's chamber was then destroyed by an unknown entity, and the shocked factions requested that the adventurer try to reach Guthix before the intruder. After rushing through Guthix's chambers, the adventurer arrived just in time to see Slisk kill Guthix with the Stir of Armadil. The dying Guthix then took the adventurer into his memories and showed them his past, and how his home world was destroyed by the wars of the gods. He revealed that he had shared his power with the adventurer to make something called the World Guardian, and tasked them with protecting Guylina from the gods, so they would not destroy Guylina like they had destroyed his world. He asked the World Guardian to remember their purpose and forget him, and proceeded to die in the memories of his old house. When the World Guardian awoke, they encountered members of all the factions next to the now deceased Guthix, with Azanadra shocked of Slisk's betrayal, and the Guthixians extremely saddened. Taking advantage of the now destroyed edicts, the god of order Saradomin then returned to Guylina, and was shocked when he realized he couldn't teleport the World Guardian away thanks to their new power. He revealed that the Sixth Age would be beginning soon, and he and the other factions then left. The Guthixians requested that the World Guardian follow Guthix's wishes and banish the pretender gods from Guylina. The Sixth Age. Now a guardian of Guthix and World Guardian, the adventurers' adventures continued in the Sixth Age, where they encountered a number of the newly returned gods, and participated in a number of conflicts between them, including the Battle of Lumbridge that resulted in Zamorak losing much of his power. They also aided Saradomin and Sir Owen in defeating the witch Lensaig, and investigated a number of murders that led to them discovering that Slisk had kidnapped the guardian of Guthix's death, and that Slisk was holding a grand ascendancy at the Empire Ian Citadel. At the Empire Ian Citadel, the World Guardian and the gods discovered that Slisk had obtained not only the Star of Armadil, but also the Stone of Jazz, despite the World Guardian's previous attempts to hide it. Slisk also revealed that he had captured the Dragonkin Strysath, and that he would be holding a contest between the adventurer becomes the World Guardian. Slisk kills Guthix with the Star of Armadil. The Deirant factions gather around Guthix's body. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. The gods, with the Stone of Jazz awarded to the person to kill the most gods. After Slisk left, the World Guardian was successful in saving death, allowing the dead to once again pass on to the afterlife. The World Guardian later assisted Azanadra. Returns Aros to Guylina by traveling to the Majorat home planet of Frenesca through the World Gate, and made Zaros a new body. After a skirmish with the Elder Godmo, either helping Zaros or impeding by giving him a light or dark simulacrum, Zaros returned to Guylina, much to Azanadra's delight. Once returned, Zaros revealed that something known as the Great Revision would soon be occurring, and that he intended to ascend to Elder Godhood and wake the Elder Gods to try and prevent them from destroying the universe to create it anew. Hearing of his treachery in killing Guthix and other matters, Zaros also excommunicated Slisk. Zaros and Azanadra also revealed that the Zarosians had been protecting the adventurer ever since they had helped restore communication with Zaros at the temple at Sentisan, and that the World Guardian would continue to be vital to Zaros's plans. Nicknames. Over the course of the player's adventures, the player acquires a number of additional names, nicknames, and epithets. These include, among others, the following: Champion of Prifdinus, 2, 3, 4. Champion of Crandor, 5. Elvarg's Doom, 6. Eviscerator of Elvarg, 7. Slayer of the Troll King, 8. Gallery. The Kidnapped Death. Zaros assembles his new body with assistance from the World Guardian. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. A close-up of a character's face. Trivia. Players used to be right-handed, but left-eye dominant. This was shown by the fact that they wield bows in their right hand, which is what a left-eye dominant person would do, but wielded most other weapons like swords or staves in their right hand, which is done by a right-handed person. However, this might had been made just so to as avoid confusion between the weapon and shield slot. After the evolution of combat, however, players were made ambidextrous to some degree, as they can now dual-wield weapons, but the damage output deirance means that they are still right-handed to an extent. It's also worth noting that players wear focus sights over their left eye. The player's chat head seems to have either brown or amber eyes. However, when wearing some hoods, such as a cooking hood, the player's eyes may turn green. As an answer to a player's question if players could ever become gods themselves, Maud Osborne answered, the player is the World Guardian, given powers by Guthix to nullify the magic of gods. That means the player is the only one on the world who could not be a god. 9-10. After the quest Fate of the Gods, Azanadra claims that he is not entirely sure that the player is human anymore, and thinks that the player is something else now. The player is at least 5'6", 167.6 centimeters, tall, as that was the height required to ride in the Namcopter. Tools. References. Ali the Wise, confronting Earth, RuneScape. Ooh, so your mother dabbles in that kind of thing. I see now. Seren, the champion of thriftiness, RuneScape. And let me recognize player here, as a champion of thriftiness. Backstorian, the champion of thriftiness, RuneScape. Player, you are indeed the champion of thriftiness and, as such, are worthy of recognition. Arian Win, the champion of thriftiness, RuneScape. Ha ha. I knew you could do it, my friend. Seren is right. You are the champion of thriftiness and of the elven people. Tazan, the champion of Crandor, RuneScape. Hey, you're the champion of Crandor. Eviscerator of Elvarg. Dragon's Doom. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Fan feed. 1 armor / melee armor. 2 Iron Man mode / strategies. 3 Maple Tree. Tazan, the champion of Crandor, RuneScape. Hey, you're the champion of Crandor. Eviscerator of Elvarg. Dragon's Doom. Tazan, the champion of Crandor, RuneScape. Hey, you're the champion of Crandor. Eviscerator of Elvarg. Dragon's Doom. Gjedelig Upson, RuneScape. I expect we'll be hearing songs about the Slayer of the Troll King for many years to come. Mod Phoenix. Q&A, The Death of Chivalry. The 15th of August, 2013. Community Home Forums. Jagex. OCL Law live stream with Mod Osborne, 101 and 28 seconds. OCL Law live stream, the 2nd of August, 2013. Kami. RuneScape Wiki. Priest in Peril. RuneScape Wiki. God Wars Dungeon. RuneScape Wiki. The Godless. RuneScape Wiki. Out of Omens. RuneScape Wiki. Morwenna the Cruel. RuneScape Wiki. Sunspear, Magic. RuneScape Wiki. Ballfrog Creath. RuneScape Wiki. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF.